If you've clicked on this video, it means one of two things. One, you want so much, but give yourself so little. You have big dreams, but you walk into rooms and you start playing small. Or two, you work hard, but rest feels like falling behind. I'll rest when I'm done. I need to keep going. If I stop now, I'm gonna fall behind. 6 weeks ago, I quit my job as a doctor to start my own business, not to live the entrepreneurial lifestyle, but honestly, because I was sick and tired of sacrificing myself so much for a job. And I thought, if my future is in my hands, I'll finally be able to live the life that I want. But I'm going to tell you the truth about what I've learned so far. A 9 to 5 will involve hustling. Starting a business will involve hustling. Being a parent will involve hustling. It's almost like every facet of life to some extent will involve hustling. And if you can't escape hustling, well, at least you can put it on pause. I think we can all agree this no days off culture is so harmful to our generation. I think we can all agree that this no days off culture isn't making us successful, it's making us miserable. Ever since starting my business, I've completely changed the way that I approach achieving goals because I refuse to sacrifice myself anymore for a job. I don't believe you have to work harder to achieve your goals. I just believe you have to work differently. I'm approaching things completely different in the rest of 2026, and I'm going to share exactly what I'm doing in this video. Hey, if you're new, welcome to the cozy corner of the internet. I'm your host, Christina, and I help people stop shrinking and start living. If you're new to the channel, I recently quit my job as a doctor to start a business where I run a YouTube agency. And trust me, over the last 6 weeks of running my business, I've just come to realize a goal is just a new set of problems. Throwback 6 weeks ago when I was counting down to my last days ever of being a hospital doctor, running on 6 hours of sleep, having like 2 meals a day, being on my feet like 12 hours a day. I was like, I'm so excited to start my business. It's going to be totally different, much more freedom, so much more free time. And I knew the grass wouldn't be greener. I just thought it would be better. I thought it would be easier to some extent. However, I have seen very much how that is not the case. I have been on my laptop most hours of the day. I have been busy working on things. I have been glued to my laptop. And that's all because of my own drive and ambition, maybe. No one's asking me to work all day. Like, this is all just because I want to. But something I've realized is how this was my goal. Like, I am living my dream in a sense. However, it's just a new set of problems. Like, when I think about next week, I'm like, okay, we have to work on that client's thumbnail, and that person's video we need the analytics report, and my own channel, I don't post as much anymore. We need to figure out how I'm going to get a consistent content strategy. Like, a goal is just a new set of problems. Please do not put your goal on a pedestal as if this will fix all of my problems. It's going to fix my life. My life is going to be so much better, because chances are whatever you dream of, it will feel amazing. It will feel like a reward. It will feel like all your hard work paid off. But the only thing that makes your life better really and truly is you. Like, a job won't do that. A business won't do that. A car won't do that. But what will do that is like your own personal development and reflection. And how do I know a goal is just a new set of problems? Well, just look at your life now. You can't tell me where you are right now, stood up or sat down or lying down horizontal in bed watching this video, you are exactly in like your dream ideal position from a few years ago. Am I not wrong? You are quite literally living the dream. However, do you not have a list of problems? A bunch of things that are giving you a headache, a bunch of people that piss you off, things that aren't working out right, things that you need to fix, things that you keep ignoring but you need to get around to. You are living the dream situation. And yet here you are, it's just another list of problems. This video, I hope it lands with the right people. That's why I said, if you clicked on this video, you're one of two people. You're the person that you dream big, but you never cut yourself some slack. You dream big, but you play small. You want everything, but you give yourself nothing. Like, you never cut yourself some slack. You never reward yourself. You never treat yourself. Or on the other hand, you're the person that works 24/7 and you feel so guilty when you're not working. You feel like you're only as good as how hard you work. You're only as good as your last exam result. You're only as good as your last presentation at work. You're only good enough if your boss notices you. Like, your output is literally a measure of how good enough you are. And trust me when I say I know that all too well. Like, bro, we are in the same camp. We need to join the Workaholics Anonymous together, because I totally understand what you mean. It's only recently that I've actually started to detach from this. And I'm actually so proud of myself, because any workaholics will know it is not easy to rest. You're always multitasking. You've always got a YouTube video on, and you're doing emails, and you're planning the next task that you're going to do in an hour in your head mentally. Like, you're texting someone and you're planning, like, you're always optimizing your time. There's no like second wasted. And these are the kind of people where working is your favorite distraction. Work distracts you from your biggest fear almost. Like, when you're that super hardworking student, or you're the hardest working person at your workplace, your firm, your wherever, like, you work hard because your biggest fear is falling behind. And you're literally trying to outrun that fear. Like, the more you work, the more distance distance you create. Or like the busier you are, the further away falling behind gets. And each time you do rest, or when you do give yourself like a weekend off, you know, all that space that's created, it just reminds you that that fear is still there. So you just work as a distraction to keep you distracted. And how I'm working through this right now and what I'm completely changing in 2026, as I'm running my business as well, I don't want my business to be just another thing that's going to burn me out. Like I've already had that to the max. Like I don't need another thing that's going to burn me out. And I know that the business won't fix me. I have to fix me. So what I'm doing differently now is reminding myself that it's okay to fall behind. The world will not crash and burn if you make a mistake. You're not going to be fired from your job off the spot. People at your workplace aren't going to point and laugh at you if you mess up on something. So much of what you're worried about and what you're running away from is actually just the low point of your imagination. What I'm doing massively differently now is that I'm not necessarily believing everything in my imagination. I am quickly interrupting the video to say, if you're watching this and have ever wanted to meet like-minded people who are on the same wavelength, feel the same, think the same, I have officially finalized all the details of my first meetup. I know you guys have heard me talk about this over and over again, but it's actually going ahead now. March 21st, 1 to 3 p.m. in central London. We have a date, we have a time. That is when the meetup is happening. If you want to come, if you want more details, the details will be down below. I'm so excited to see you all in person. I actually cannot wait, but I'm also so nervous. I feel like for the longest time, it's been my mission on my channel to make people feel less alone. It's what I do in every single one of my videos. It's literally my mission for everything that I do. And I've never taken the leap yet to like bring this into the real world, get people talking, get people mingling. I'm thinking max 15. I think I'm going to probably cap out at 15, guys, because I think if it's smaller and intimate, it's kind of, you're more like to speak to people, meet new people. We have a date, we have a time. I would love to see you there. If you want to meet me and a whole bunch of cool new people in London, then register down below. Because from time to time, I will actually rest and I'll take the evening off, which is like unheard of for me before. And I'll go 4 hours of not doing any work. And I'll be like, but what if, you know, I don't send an email and I don't get a client and then my business fails and then I'm homeless on the street and then I have to claim benefits. Like my mind will wander and it will catastrophize and it will think about me being homeless with 2 teeth left. And I'm like, you know, I've got no money. But then I'm like, this is just my imagination. I bet most of the people that you see that genuinely are really successful, whether it's on Instagram or athletes or business owners, all these people, so many of them honestly have toxic fuel. I know Dr. K talks a lot about this, where you strive to be successful, you strive to get better because of your fear of falling behind, or because you low-key don't like where you are, you don't like the person that you are currently, and you want to be someone new. And I find when you jump on that self-improvement bandwagon and you start to see some progress and some improvement, it feels good. Because for once in your life, like, you're actually seeing a bit of progress. You did 75 hard, or you ran your first 5K, or you did your first side hustle, you made $100 online. Like, you feel good about yourself. And then you start to realize, like, hitting milestones and collecting achievements is just another dopamine hit. It's not too dissimilar to when you're scrolling on TikTok, or when you try a new food, or when you have these other hits of dopamine in other areas of your life. Achieving another goal is just another hit of dopamine. That's why success addiction is a very real thing. This is the exact reason why sometimes when you are at the top of a mountain, you've just achieved a goal, it doesn't feel like anything. Like, you achieved it and you're like, cool, yep, can tick that box, cool, yep, that's done on the vision board. Next. You genuinely don't even feel good. I feel like some of us have gone down a slippery slope where if we're being honest with ourselves, we actually care more about looking good than actually feeling good. It matters more to you that, like, you've got a certain car and your business is performing a certain way, or your performance at a company on paper looks so good to your colleagues, than actually you feeling good on your own, or you feeling at peace with yourself when you're, you know, in your own apartment, like doing your own thing. This is also what I'm doing differently. So each day when I wake up and I actually do things on my business, I'm like, Christina, make sure you're doing this for you. No one actually cares what you do in your business. No one cares. Your competitors don't care. Like, the random people on LinkedIn don't care. Friends, family, they do care. But actually, no, they don't care. They don't care about the business. They care about me. At the end of the day, even you guys watching, I've seen all of your lovely emails and like comments. A bunch of you guys are like, how's the business going? Have you got your third client? As I'm speaking right now, no, I don't have my third client. 2 clients on board, but we'll keep going. We'll see how things go. Each day I wake up, I'm like, Christina, no one cares about this business. You do, your clients do, ultimately. So make sure everything you're doing literally is for you. It doesn't matter if on paper all the numbers look good, I become, a squillionaire, I'm making all this money, flexing, I wouldn't even be the first to flex, but like, it doesn't matter if things look good if I actually feel miserable. Don't sacrifice your happiness just because you wanted another hit of dopamine. You can get dopamine from anywhere. You can get it from food, you can get it from Instagram, you can get it from different things that you try. And I know you might be like, oh, but Christina, that's a good point. I'll bear that in mind. Great shout. But like, I still want to achieve my goals. Like, I'm still an ambitious girly. I'm still an ambitious bro. You and me both. I don't want to be homeless and on the street. Like, I would like my business to do well. I would like to move out one day because I still live at home. Money is a goal for me. Success is a goal. Like, independence is a goal. Like, that's important to me as well. But what I acknowledge is different now. The only goals worth achieving are the goals where you want those problems. And I know we can all say, oh, I would rather cry in a Rolls Royce than cry in a Prius. I get it. However, on like a really serious note, say you're striving for a certain career goal. I want to be top lawyer at my law firm. I want to be like one of the partners, and I want to do that by the time I'm 35. And you know very well and good you're going to have to work very hard for that goal. Most of the partners that are there already or that exist currently work, 10-hour days. They see their kids, for 1 hour, 1 hour a day, if that. They have 1 day off a week. They sure have a fancy car. They have a house in central London, but, they literally have no free time to do anything. They all have poor health because they're not like looking after themselves. Like, I don't mean to put like a downer on it, but the only goals worth having for you are the ones where you'd be happy to have those problems. If you look at the thing you're striving towards and you're like, I don't like those problems, I would have a serious hard think before you like go full steam ahead striving towards it. Because this is something that I didn't do when I thought about going into medical school. I thought to myself, I want to help people. So of course, what career do? I become a doctor. Doctors were striking. Doctors were not happy with how much they were being paid. Doctors had long hours. Doctors weren't happy, and I knew this. I still was like, I'm going to apply. I'm going to go for med school. I'm going to apply. I want to do it. Because I think the want was just so big, and then like all the problems were just not as big of a deal at the time. And you could argue, like, what does a 16-year-old know? You don't know fully what you want in life. You know what you're good at, what looks good on paper, what sounds quite secure and like a good career, but you don't know what problems are worth putting up with until you have real adult problems. So anyway, by the time I was actually in the career, I was graduated when I was 23, was a doctor working in the NHS, I very, very quickly realised, like, these problems are not what I want. And that's why sometimes you guys ask me, would you ever go back? Or you only worked for 1 year. I've had that a couple times where people are like, you barely worked. And yet 1 year was enough. I'll be honest, guys, I feel like 1 month was enough. Like a couple months was enough for me to know, like, this is not sustainable. And don't get me wrong, I sometimes tell people, hell yeah, I could have stuck around for 5 more years and I could have just got on with things. I could have just sucked it up and like be tired. Be burnt out, be miserable, just keep going. I could have done that, but then I'm like, what is actually the point? Just because hating your job is common doesn't mean you have to do it, or just because being miserable at work is common doesn't mean you have to. Now, as I'm building my life with intentionality, fast forward 11 years later, I'm not actually just doing, what do I want? What looks good? What looks good on paper? What am I excited about? I'm now like, okay, no, what is actually sustainable? What fits the life that I want 10 years from now, not just 5 years from now? And I know I've gone off track a little bit from talking about like hustle culture and then like success. I've gone all over the place, but essentially what I'm trying to say is life is going to be hard no matter the path that you choose. You really and truly just have to choose which hard that you want. And I know sometimes from where you're looking right now, you think, oh no, but Christina, when I am a lawyer, that will be easier. When I earn 6 figures, that will be easier. When my business takes off, that will be easier. When I have a relationship, that will be easier. You say that, but you will land right there in that very position and you'll realize, oh, a goal is just another set of problems. So make sure they're the problems worth having. And along the way, a very important part of this journey as well, if being successful and happy is important to you. If all you care about is success, but you don't care about being happy, you can probably switch off now. But if you want to be one of those people that you've got the things, you've got the money, you're successful, and you are happy as well, this is something very important. I feel like every step of the way, as you get closer to where you want to be, or even in those moments where you're not seeing any progress and you're like, why aren't I getting better? You need to remember, your future self is probably looking at you right now and they're proud of how far you've come. I know you're thinking nothing is working out or things are slowing down, I might be falling behind. Trust me, like if you looked at yourself 5 years ago, would you not look at that version of yourself and think, gosh, they were doing such a good job? Like, how brave were they? like strong were they? How courageous, like how brave, like you'd just be so happy that they kept going. So if you apply that to you right now, you in 5 years, literally looking at you right now as you're watching this video, they're like, I'm so glad they're keeping going. Sometimes we're so busy trying to be the next version of ourselves that we're not even proud of the current version of ourselves. As much as I have a long way to go in my business, of getting more clients, of growing and learning, like I am intentionally being so proud of where I am now, because 6 weeks ago I had 0 clients. I had nothing. I didn't even have a website. I had nothing. Whereas now I have a fancy website. I've got clients. Like I've got a LinkedIn that's popping off. Like I am actually so proud of how far I've come, even though I've got a long way to go. If you made it this far in the video, I know for a fact you're probably in a unique position that very few people can understand or even relate to. This balance of like being super ambitious and successful, but then also not feeling that good enough about yourself and not feeling like you've done very much. I talk about this a lot more in this video. You're not productive. You're just emotionally numb. So if you're looking for something to watch next, it should definitely be this.